Hello my dear students, I welcome you to this session of Python programming. In today's session, I'm going to discuss with you the concept of nested loops. So whenever you write a loop within another loop, it is referred to as the nested loop. In nested loops, first we start with the outer loop, that is the outer loop begins and we reach the inner loop. Now the inner loop must finish entirely for the outer loop to proceed further. So this is the concept so far as nested loops are concerned. I'll explain this concept to you with the help of a few programming examples. So let us start a Python interpreter session, and let me open a program for you, say nested loops. Okay, let me take two nested loops. For j in range 1, 6, and let me print my name in these loops. So let me just shorten it a bit so that we can understand the concept. So you can see that the I loop varies from 1 to 4, that is from 1 to 3. It has to run 3 times, and the j loop has to run 3 times. Now how these nested loops they run? First we begin with the I value set to 1 and we enter into the j loop. Now j has to run from 1 to 3, that is 3 times. So 3 times this name Ajay Sharma is printed. Once this j is over, then we go to I again. I now becomes 2 and we reach the inner loop of j. Now j again has to run 3 times. So again 3 times this name Ajay Sharma is printed. Similarly, I is equal to 3, j runs 3 times. So in effect, this name Ajay Sharma is printed 9 times. Okay, so let me run this code for you. So you can see that this name is printed 9 times. So that is the concept behind nested loops, that once we start in the outer loop and the inner loop, it must end before we can go back to continue with our outer loop. Now let's see, let's suppose I write here if j equal to 2, okay, and I put here a break statement. Okay, if j is 2, then I put a break. So can you now predict the output? How many times this name Ajay Sharma would be printed? Because we discussed that break would put you out of the loop in which you are present. Okay, so let's first run this program and it just prints it 3 times. Okay, so for I is equal to 1, okay, we start with the j loop. When j is 1, Ajay Sharma is printed once. When j is 2, you are out of that j loop. Again we go back to I becomes 2. Now j has to run 3 times, but it runs only 1 time because when j is 2, again the break is there. So that's why the name Ajay Sharma is printed 3 times here. And you also revise the concept of break, that is break puts you out of the loop in which you are present if you are in nested loops. So you are in loop I, within the loop I there is a loop j where you've written break. So it puts you out of j loop and the I loop would continue. Okay, so let me now take another example from the presentation. Let's try to write this program, this pattern, both these patterns. Okay, so I'll first begin with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to say n rows. Okay, so let's open up a Python code here, say name it as patterns. Okay, so let me begin two loops, say for I in, let me put a range here 1 comma n plus 1, because as you can see in this pattern here, uh, this is in the first row, 2 and 3 in the second row, so we need to print n rows. So we are having a loop which runs n times. Let me draw the pattern here so that it's easier for us to discuss. So this is the pattern that we are going to make. Okay, so for that, for the number of rows, you've got n rows, so I have a loop from which varies from 1 to n plus 1. Okay, and within the I loop, I have a j loop which runs from, now you see, there are n rows. In the first row, there is one value. In the second row, two values. In the third row, three values. In the fourth row, four values. And in the nth rows, n values. So this, when I is 1, this j should run once. When I is 2 for second row, j should run twice to print two values and so on. So in effect, j should run from 1 to I. But to go from 1 to I, we need one more value. So I can put it as 1 comma I plus 1. And within this, I can print the value, say a, and I can initialize a as 1. So a as 1, I'm initializing this value, and after that I'll keep on incrementing a by 1. Okay, so I print a, and remember that in each row the values are horizontal with some spacing in them. So I need to use this end and a spacing as per my liking. Okay, now once you are out of the j loop, when you are here, you need to move the cursor to the next line. So for this you can use a new line character. Okay, and obviously within this also you need to increase the value of a by 1, so that once a is 1, then it is 2, then it is 3, and so on. Okay, so this is how it will run. Let's simulate this program. Let's say we take 3 rows to print this 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so obviously we are yet to input the number of rows, so we can use the input function. Okay, now this n rows would be printed. First I is equal to 1 would mean first row. For that, j would run from 1 to 1 once and would print the value of a. When I is 2, second row, then j would run twice, printing the value of a in the same line with some spacing. And once we are out of this j loop, for the next row, the cursor is moved to the next line. So if I run this program now, okay, now there's some problem here. 1 2. Oh, what's missing out here? Yeah, we just missed out. Yeah. So once we run it and we give the number as 3, we get the output as 1 2 3 4 5 6. Another run maybe we give the number of rows as 7, so we get this output. Okay, so this is how you can work with nested loops. I can have a variation of this program. So maybe I want this type of output. So you see, the concept of loops would remain the same. In the first row, one value, second row, two values. So these two for loops would be the same. And in each row, we want to print the value of I. Okay. So what we can do here is, we can just print the value of I here. We can remove this. Okay. So now we can get whatever output we wish. Okay. Now we can have another variation to this pattern. What we can do is we can have some pattern like this. Okay. So here same logic is same, but now in rows first 1 is printed, then 1 2 is printed. Then obviously we are trying to print the value of j. Okay. So I hope it's clear, the concept of nested loops. Let's take another example of this pattern. This characters A, AB, ABC is similar to what we have just done here. A, AB, ABC here. So what we can do is we can initialize our lowercase character whose sky value is 97. So ch is equal to 97, and we can print here char of ch. Oh, sorry, should be the chr function. And we can increment ch by 1, so that if ch is 97 first time, second time around it becomes 98 and so on. Okay, so instead of 97, its character value would be printed, that is A, then then B, and then and so on. Okay, we are incrementing it. So if I give the value as this, okay, yeah, we are incrementing. So this is this pattern, I think. Uh, this is this pattern here that we are printing according to the logic of this program. Okay, so I leave it to you to print the other patterns in terms of characters. Okay, so this is regarding nested loops. I'll be giving you some problems in the problem sheet with these nested loops and the normal loop programs and the decision making if programs, with programs with break and continue. So you can practice them there. In my next lecture video with you, I'm going to discuss the very important function, the concept of functions, and that would form, the basis of our programming, because our programming is incomplete without the concept of functions. So keep watching my videos till then, and if there are any problems, you can post them at the, in the comment section of the video in which you want to have some discussion. So till my next video, keep watching. Thank you very much.